Hey, you guys, let's do a revisit of the Samsung Galaxy Fold. Now, this was Samsung's first attempt at a fold device. And of course, there was some problems early on with this device, with the screen, the inside screen cracking and acting all funny and crazy, and then they took it off, line, and then they brought it back. But let me say this. In mid 2023, this came out in 2019. I have had no issues with this device, and I've had it for almost 3 years. Like, no issues whatsoever. Now, of course, when they first made this, a lot of complaints was about the outer display, how small it is. And it is small, don't get me wrong. It's not, it's a device you want to use when you're trying to, say if you're trying to text on it, you see how small it is. You try typing on it, you see how small this keyboard is. But because I don't have fat fingers, typing on this is not a problem for me, honestly. I mean, things can get a little tight. I mean, I'm not saying it's not small, because it is small. Now, it's not ideal for text messages, but for just everyday tasks, easily, like you go on to Facebook, you could easily see everything, no problem. So it's not a big deal. Whatever app it is you need to go into, whether it be YouTube, whether it be, now where's my Facebook at? There you go, Facebook right there. Whether you decide to go into that, you can see everything. It's not a problem. You can read everything. Of course, you can make the font bigger. So the outer screen really was not a big deal for me, honestly. But I mean, it is small. Now, the Z Fold 2 was definitely better because it was a little wider and it filled out the whole front of the device, which was good. But there are people out there that like the compactness of this device, how compact it is. Because I'm going to tell you right now, this device is lighter than the Z Fold 2. Now, I don't know about the Z Fold 3 because I don't have that, nor the 4. But I do have this, the original, and I do have the Z Fold 2. But I like the compactness of this. I like, the weight of it. Not that the weight of the Z Fold 2 is too heavy, because it's not. But I don't know. It's something about this one, the form factor, that I actually like. I really do. And this case makes it doesn't make it look so small. Now, without the case, it looks really weird because you just got all this big giant bezel. But just like this, it's not that bad, honestly. And of course, when you open it up, you got the big giant display, 7.3 inches. Of course, you got your little, where your cameras are at up here that's cut out, which is not the nicest thing to look at. But I'm going to be honest with you, it's not a big deal when you're viewing, content like YouTube or either videos. You don't even see that. It just evens it all out. So it's not even an issue. But, just thinking about this device and what you get with it, I mean, think about this. You got an always on display where you can see the date, day, the time, your battery percentage, and also your notifications. Now, right now, I don't have any notifications because I have it on Do Not Disturb, but you can get your notifications as well. And on the inside, you have another always on display. Now, you don't see it. Now, it's going to light up now. Hold up. I keep pressing the fingerprint sensor. Okay, so you got an inner always on display too. And you know what's cool? The outer home screen, as you can see, I got this particular lock screen wallpaper. Then when you open it up, let me turn this off again, turn it on. I got a different lock screen wallpaper. So 2 different lock screen wallpapers and also 2 different home screens. So what you have on this can be different than what you have on the inside, which is cool, and I like that. Now also, you're getting your fingerprint sensor here on the side, which some people like. I don't particularly care for it. I like in-display fingerprint sensor. That's just me. This does have face unlock, which is cool. Now, you got this 4.6 inch Super AMOLED display, and then when you open up, you got a 7.3 inch dynamic AMOLED display. which is absolutely gorgeous. This device, this display, I mean, is gorgeous. It's beautiful. It's nice and bright, vivid, sharp, crisp, very colorful. I love this display. You know, this notch up here where the camera's at don't bother me at all. HDR10 plus. You're also getting the taskbar. See, even this device going back to 2019, Samsung thought enough of us to give us the taskbar in 2022. That's when I got this taskbar, so that was cool. Now, dual stereo speakers. The dual stereo speakers on this device are great. Now, for some reason, when I'm playing it like this, it sounds good, but as soon as I go and turn it in landscape mode, the speakers seem like they sound better. I don't know why that is, but they just do. But dual stereo speakers, and the thing I like about it is separate from the earpiece. See the speaker there? And you got your other speaker down here. Now, I wish they would have put a headphone jack on here and expandable storage, but they didn't. Remember, this was $2,000 when it got released, and I was really upset that Samsung, for that much money, no headphone jack, no expandable storage. But I will say this for them with this one. When they dropped this on us, 512 gigs of internal storage. I thought that was excellent because you didn't give us expandable storage, but you gave us half a terabyte. And to me, that was really good. I appreciate Samsung for doing that. But then when they came out with the Z Fold 2, they took that away and only gave us 256, which I don't know why they went backwards on that, but it is what it is. Also with this, you're getting wireless charging. You're also getting reverse wireless charging. Now, the one thing that bothered me too, now this is just one thing, but there's other things that bother me about this device, is the 15-watt wired charging. Very, very slow. Very, very slow. Okay. And of course, the wireless charging is very slow, and the reverse wireless charging is slow. But, you know, it is what it is. But just had to say that. Now, you are getting Samsung DeX with this, which is cool too. Edge panels, edge lighting, Samsung Note, Samsung Pass, secure folder, Samsung Pay with MST, meaning, what do you call that thing? Magnetic, I forget what the definition MST is, but it just, you know, flew out of my head. So excuse me. Basically, you can use Samsung Pay on any credit card terminal, unlike with the newer phones where they took MST away. Oh, magnetic secure transmission. That's what it's called. Thank you. It just came back to me. So you can use this on any credit card terminal, whether it's old or the new ones. That's something Samsung removed from their newer devices. But if you have this, you can use this to pay anything on any credit card terminal. Now, of course, this only has Android 12 and One UI 4.1.1, but no issues with performance at all. Everything opens up pretty quickly. Everything opens up pretty smoothly. You know, really no problems when it comes to performance. Seriously, no problems at all. Everything opens up pretty quickly. So, performance, not a problem at all. At least not in my experience with this. I've never had a problem with performance. Now, this doesn't have 120 hertz refresh rate like the newer ones, but you don't, you know, you're not going to miss that unless you, especially if you've never had 100, you know, if you've never had a higher refresh rate, you're not going to miss that. But this does run really good performance. I've had no issues with performance at all. Now, you got the 4,380 milliamp hour battery. I can get a day and a half on this battery. Still to this day. Now, I use this device every single day. I mostly use it as a clock, but when I'm watching TV in between commercials, I'm usually watching YouTube. So I use this pretty much every single day. And also the cameras, you got 2 cameras on the inside. You got 3 cameras in the back, and you got a camera in the front. To me, this takes decent photos. Now, I'm not a photo buff. I don't take a lot of photos and videos, but they're decent. They're not bad. Now, they're not on the level of, you know, the Z Fold 3, the Z Fold 4, of course not. But if you're not a person that's heavily into the camera like that, these are going to be fine for you. They're not bad at all. But overall, I have to say this. I still like this phone. And also, I forgot to mention, you got this hinge. Now, this hinge is not as good, of course, as the other devices. Of course, it's easy to make it, make it feel like it wants to bend, but it really doesn't unless you put some pressure on it. But I say what is cool, say if you want to close it, just using one hand, you could. All you got to do is put a little pressure like this and push it right in. And then you can just close it up like that. Now, I don't have huge hands. So if I could do that, you could do that. Look at that. So that's the thing I do like about the hinge. It's not as tight. But of course, there's no flex mode with this device. But I want to show you again. You see the crease when it's in direct sunlight. But when you're looking dead on, you don't see the crease. There's absolutely no cracking. There's absolutely no micro scratches on the screen at all. Now, I do take care of my devices. I don't keep this in a pouch, because I know it's not IP68 water and dust resistant. You can't use the S Pen on it. But let me tell you this. Like I said, I had no issues with this phone at all. And this phone came with headphones and a case and a really nice presentation. And wireless earbuds. So wireless earbuds, a case, a charger. Okay? So it came with all the necessities and 512 gigs of internal storage. And earbuds. So you got the earbuds, the wireless earbuds, a case, a charging cable, and a charging brick. And a really, really nice presentation. So I still would recommend this device, even though it's not getting any more software updates. But I'm telling you, there's no issues with this device. It's still running good. If you want to see, let me check to see where you can check for security. Now, does this one have that? No, I guess that would be the newer models, because it's usually a security thing here. You could run to check for your security on here. This one doesn't have this, but I'm not worrying about it because it's still got Knox built in security, and I could put a VPN on here if I wanted to, so it's not a big deal. Okay, so I'm not having any issues with this device at all. Like I said, I use it every day, through the Wi-Fi. But if I decided to put my SIM card in here, it would not be a problem at all. Great display, great battery life, great performance, great build. I mean, I love this display. Love the display, love the speakers. Cameras are good. I mean, like I said, I don't have any issues with this phone at all. None at all. So do I highly recommend it still? Yes, especially now. The only place you'll probably be able to find one probably is on eBay. And you got to be careful with that because they're all going to be used. I don't think you'll be able to find a brand new one. But still, I like this device still to this day. That's why I'm keeping it, not selling it, not giving it away. I like having sometimes the original thing. If it's something new and innovative, I like having the original one. So I'm definitely going to keep this. But of course, I do have the 2. You see how much bigger this display is compared to this one? I mean, it's like night and day. This is a bigger device altogether, and it's a heavier device. But I still like this form factor. I just like the size of this. Sometimes I don't want something quite this big and wide. Sometimes I just like the way this feels. But of course, this is a much easier thing to send a text message on. And when you're, looking at content and you flip it over like that, you're going to see everything a little better. And you got flex mode on here. But like I said, I still recommend the original Fold. It's still a really nice device to this day. All right, so thank you all for taking the time to view this content. I do appreciate it. Hope everybody out there staying safe, staying well, and I'll check you guys out in the next one. Peace.